I'm pleased to have the opportunity to be talking with Dr. Preston Smith from the University of Saskatchewan in North America, who has just received the Aspire Award for social accountability in the area of social accountability. Preston, tell us about this award. What does it mean to you in your medical school?
Well, this is a very proud moment for our medical school. We've I think, were founded in the mid-50s on the principle of social accountability, even before that concept was really articulated the way it is today. Our province was the birthplace of Medicare in Canada, and that spirit of looking after each other is very much the nature of our province and the nature of our medical school. And so we've been working on social accountability for a long time. We have a lot of programs that we feel, and obviously the Aspire peer reviewers agreed, we have a lot of programs, research, education, outreach, all that speak to how we are a socially accountable medical school.
And that, of course, is very relevant to the remote areas which you're covering as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so we are about 1 million people, but a huge province, and very rural province. You know, the farmers of Saskatchewan grow 40% of the world's wheat, for example. So rural communities are dependent on a medical school that serves them adequately. Northern remote communities, especially our large Indigenous population, are dependent on good service from our medical school.
I think it's a very interesting point that you're making, that universities exist to serve the community in which they find themselves, and that's perhaps sort of a novel thought in a way. We tend to think, or at least one tends to think of universities as being an institution where you learn state-of-the-art everything, but it doesn't necessarily translate, does it, to different environments?
You know, absolutely. I mean, our educational programs are focused on producing all of the doctors that Saskatchewan needs, from those that will go to remote communities to the neurosurgeon that we need in the city. But we also have research programs. MS is Saskatchewan has the second highest rates of multiple sclerosis in the world, so we have a chair in MS research. Indigenous health, there's huge health inequities for our Indigenous people, so we've just recruited a chair in Indigenous health to do research in Indigenous health for those communities. So that's how we try to address the healthcare needs of Saskatchewan.
Looking back at the criteria which you had to fulfill to be successful in this award, could you give us an example of some of them which were particularly successful?
So one of the things that you need to demonstrate is that your social accountability programs actually have outcomes that can be measured. For example, we have an educational program called Making the Links, where students are exposed to underserviced communities. Now, when we look back over 10 years of that program, more of the graduates actually take generalist careers, either in family medicine or a generalist specialty, and more of them go and serve underprivileged populations than the students that don't take that program. So there's a demonstration of an outcome program designed to teach important values about justice and social justice and health equity, and the students actually take it up and translate that into how they progress in their careers.
So worthwhile and interesting. Is there a difficulty recruiting permanent practitioners to such areas?
So one of the things that's happened in the last 5 years or so is increasingly our graduates take residency programs in Saskatchewan, and increasingly they're staying in Saskatchewan. And so again, that is very much a reflection of how we're teaching them, that they're happy to stay. Many of them go on to become teachers in our program, and so the cycle repeats itself.
And I think this is a finding and a truth which I encountered in the rural school in Western Australia as well, and in similar problems. Thank you. Behind you, though, Preston, there must be a team of other people who've been instrumental in your success today.
So we've got a fabulous faculty, an incredible student body. You're absolutely right, great researchers. the dean that preceded me created a division of social accountability. We have a director of social accountability. We've got 3 or 4 staff working in that division. We actually purposely do outreach to communities through that division of social accountability. So, it's in our curriculum, it's in our research, but we also have a structure within the medical school to promote social accountability.
Good. So this is recognizing that you've not only achieved an award today, but you have the mechanism to be going on and active in that field. What do you see as in the next 4 years? Will there be further developments which you'll be making?
So, I was reflecting on that with some others. Since we submitted our application in October, we've actually got 3 or 4 accomplishments. We've just recruited new Indigenous faculty members that we hadn't managed to recruit 6 months ago when we put our application in. So we're going to keep moving. The bar keeps moving forward.
Thank you. Good to talk to you. Last thing before you have to rush off. What advice would you give to any other medical school wishing to apply for Aspire for Excellence Award in this domain?
So I think the thing that was most critical for us was actually doing the hard work to look for outcomes. To be able to, to say you're going to do good is good. To do good is good, but to actually measure an outcome that demonstrates you did good is sometimes more challenging. So this is focusing on actually being able to demonstrate the outcomes.
So not just a subjective opinion, but an objective one.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much, Dr. Preston Smith, the award winner now of an Academy, not an Academy Award. I'll do that later. We do that again. Academy Award.
Just start with a note and then.
Okay. Dr. Preston Smith, thank you very much for telling us about your success in the Aspire Award in this interesting category.
Thank you.